Hey guys.
Anytime the camera pans down like that, you get a narcissistic glare and that delusional smirk, you know you're in for some crazy bullshit.
Today's video is going to be a very easy to follow, comprehensive way to disprove the naturalistic philosophy behind atheism.
Or, alternatively, today's video will be a very easy video to disprove.
You know, when I used to be an atheist,
Bullshit.
I wish I heard arguments like this because they totally would have opened my mind to new possibilities and new truths. A lot of people need to hear what I'm about to say. This is planet Earth. And that circle there, that's the universe, the natural world. Now, the atheist and the naturalist, you see, they only believe in things inside that circle. They don't want to think about things that exist outside of it. They refuse to believe that anything exists out there.
Wait, what?
And that circle there, that's the universe, the natural world. Now, the atheist and the naturalist, you see, they only believe in things inside that circle. They don't want to think about things that exist outside of it.
And by the way, Venom Fang, the first time I read about this was in 2005 in National Geographic.
A lot of people need to hear what I'm about to say. You see, the naturalist philosophy is based on things you can test, repeat, and observe. It's called the scientific method. Unfortunately, naturalism, by definition, is not something you can test, repeat, and observe.
Humanism, naturalistic atheism, pantheistic atheism, these things don't need to be tested. Many things in the natural world can be tested, but there's no reason to test a philosophy. Hey, do you really hold the belief that there is no God, yet you feel an all-encompassing reverence for the universe or for nature? Okay, now let's test it in a lab. Let's test your feelings. I guess we could measure all sorts of little things and test people's feelings, but there's no reason to test a philosophy like that scientifically. What can be tested are countless things in nature that support the naturalistic philosophy. You got one thing right, even without trying. Science leads people to naturalism. Science encourages people to think outside of religion.
Because, you see, we exist inside that circle, and our senses are limited to things inside the circle as well.
Really? What about microwaves? What about radio? Do we ever monitor redshift to figure out the universe? Are we completely confined to our bodily senses? Or do we have technologies that allow us to see right back to pretty much the beginning of the universe? Have you heard of WMAP? I'm sure you don't like it if you have, and I'm sure you won't once you know. And here it is, WMAP, a satellite that's monitoring gamma ray bursts from more or less the beginning of time. You see, when you rewind the cosmic clock backwards, we arrive at a certain point called the Dark Ages. You can see it there. In the Dark Ages, there were no stars to provide the light for observations. However, scientists have been monitoring these bursts of gamma rays, which are believed to have come from some of the largest first stars to ever form in the universe. And with these observations, they've created an afterglow light pattern that you can see here. I've also seen the spherical version, which I will show later. They even have a perfect round spherical map of this moment just before the Dark Ages and just after the Big Bang.
I've shown you that the naturalistic worldview is self-refuting. You can't claim to only believe things you can test, repeat, and observe, and at the same time believe in naturalism, which by definition is not something you can test, repeat, and observe.
It's perfectly normal to believe in things you can test, repeat, and observe. It's called being rational. And on your second point, I wouldn't want to give people the wrong impression and say you're using Jedi mind tricks, so I'm just going to call them retard mind tricks, because you're not fooling me, and I really doubt you're fooling many other people with that. I've already explained why you don't need to scientifically test a personal belief, like naturalism. How about we scientifically test Christianity? Would you be up for that?